welcome to Leslie Ray's Crafty Gig on a normal night. This is our regular showing, 4th Friday of the month. It's Black Friday. I understand many of my folks have been out playing in the world of shopping. What I've been doing is working on this. Last time you saw this had a cover. And guess what? I've already started blotting out the cover, getting it ready. I've got some stuff we're going to share with you. Some of you have seen the work we've done in it. Some of you have missed it. But we're moving right along, getting things filled in. Got some more work to do in some places. Thanks, Bev. Getting ready to start putting in some calendars. This is going to be where February's calendar goes. Can't wait. You know I'm about the pink, and February's calendar has to be on pink. It just has to. Since I left you last, like I said, I've been adding some color to some pages and stuff, and getting some things blotted out and ready to go. What I've also been doing, I've been adding in paper here. This is ready for March. Got March stuff ready. I went through and figured out how many pages between each section. And when I did that, I put down a marker. This was my marker. This is not a day. This is just a page. But I put down markers between where they're going to be. And you can see them right here. I just stuck them in here where, hi Molly, where, January, February, March is going to be. This is one of the pages I did last night. For those of you who stayed with my marathon. We had lots of fun with my marathon last night. And, just working through this, like this is going to be another month, so I will color these pages and put a calendar there. And this will be a month. So, see, I've got them all divided where my months are going to be. And kind of made sure the page that the month calendar, this is where the calendar will fall, that it's not a page that I want to keep, that I think is cute and warm and fuzzy and it speaks to me. Some of the pages in here I really liked, and I want them to stay what they are. I don't want them to be covered over. So like this kitty page, I really like this little kitty face, and I don't want him covered over. So it'll be nice for it to not be where my calendar should be, right? Hi Cheryl, welcome in. So since you last saw, this is where we're going with this. If you haven't been here at all, let me get you up to speed. I'm a calendar kind of person. I love calendars. I always have calendars around me. I also am a person who carries around lists and little pages and books in my purse. And as part of my goal this year that I didn't really complete, I was wanting to do an art journal. And I was wanting to do a art calendar. And I did an art calendar for a whole month. Here's my art calendar for a whole month. I did it once. And I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. You can see I didn't even finish the last week of February. But it wasn't that I got bored or anything. It was just that my time got away from me and I didn't make it a priority. So this year I'm making it a priority. And what I'm doing is I've taken an old brochure. This is an old tours brochure. And I am making it into an upcycled journal. Not an original idea. There's tons of great artists out there doing this, upcycling old magazines and things. And this is just what I chose to use. Like I showed you last night, it could very well be a couple of magazines glued together. And I don't know that these two are going to be the same size. No, they're not. But let's pretend they were the same size. You could take two skinnier magazines, glue them front to back like this, and have a thickness. Okay? So that's one option. I was fortunate enough to find something fat enough. Molly, it just has to be however many pages you want it to be. The book I'm using, initially, before I started ripping stuff out of it, had like 240 pages, maybe. And I probably ripped out about 20 individual sheets, so that would be, 40 of them. I went through and I have roughly 7 layouts between each calendar. So what that means is, okay, this is going to be a calendar here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this is where February is going to be. Okay? And that's just how I did it. I just sat down and said, okay, how many pages do I have? How many can I get away with? And 1 month may have 8 in there because I'm going around a picture that I like. Now, if you were using like old scrapbook magazines or old, fiber magazines or something that you like that has to do with your craft, and there's a lot of places in there that you don't want the information, you could paint on it, put extra paper in there, whatever. But if you came across something that inspires you and speaks to you, then you could leave that as, an idea. And that's another thing we had talked about, is these could be idea books for people. You could put, all of your quilling ideas and patterns and stuff in here. You could do one for recipes that you enjoy. I kind of both. This is my brain. This is going to be my brain for next year, Bev. Bev asked, am I doing this for crafting or for personal things? This is going to be my brain, because I have a little spiral notebook, and it's probably by the bed because that's where I was doing my planning last week. And in it, I will have usually a folded up calendar that shows me the whole year, so I can keep up with my dates. And then I'll have pages where I've written, November 24th, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, gone down the side of the page. And then I put in here, okay, I need to remember I have, a post here that I have to do for this design team. I have my crafty show this day. Will has scouts this day. Sam has her winter program this day. I need to bring this on this day. But also within that book, I'll have pages where, okay, I'm working on, like, for instance, Red Ribbon Week. I was working on Red Ribbon Week, so I had a page that had what the different days were that they had to have and what different costumes they were going to have and what I had and what I needed to have. So it was where all my lists were. I even had probably some recipes and grocery lists in there, because if I come across something, or like I'm sitting here writing and I think, oh, I love that recipe, I need to write that down, and I'll just write it in there. And it's my brain, quite frankly. And so that's what this is going to be, is it's going to have my calendars in here, it's going to have my lists in here, it's going to have my reminders, it might have my recipe, for something or whatever. It's going to have some envelopes, so if I don't want my, if I don't want my grocery list for eternity to be on here, it might have an envelope that I could just stick, a little piece of paper in to put my grocery list in. So, that kind of thing. So, some things that have to be in this are monthly calendars. And on these monthly calendars, it's going to be like my art calendar. The monthly calendar is not going to have my day-to-day. My day-to-day will be written on here because that's how I function. The art calendar will have on it the accomplishment that happened that day. So, for instance, let's look at February, shall we? In February, the first day of February, we had a snow day. So I had snow and stuff. Let's see. Let me get this out of the page so you can get off the glare. First day of February was a snow day. We had another snow day. And I also wrote in there, R.I.P. Ed. That's my sister-in-law's father. He passed away that day. Let's see. I have on here, It's the Chinese New Year. It was the year of the rabbit. And then we had another snow day. And we had another snow day. And here, there wasn't anything particular that happened that day. So I just did a practices entangle in that square. And then on Sunday, I put one of my favorite quotes in, which is, "Love is the beauty of the soul" by St. Augustine. And so, and then, like, when we had Survivor Will Island, Will's birthday party, we had that in there. Or that I did a blog hop. Valentine's dance date. This was Will's first date with his friend that's a girl. My first post for Delightful Challenges Design Team. That was a highlight of that month for me. I'd never done that. Or that Will was homesick, or his birthday for Will and we had lunch with him. They had Merit Badge TSU weekend, that kind of stuff. And then I wrote down here other notes that were not up here. So, like, I reminded myself that I was named on the team, and that Will was named Assistant Patrol Leader to the Indian Patrol, and that we had his party, and that during the 13th through the 17th, every member of the household at some point was sick. Sam was the only one that didn't miss school. And then, you know, those kinds of things. You know, just stuff to remind us of what had happened. And so I really, you know, you see more art, little doodles here and there. I really love this. I love how this works. The only problem is I got so busy wrapped up with the day-to-day that even though I had papers and stuff started for March, April, and May, I never got back to it. I got carried away with other stuff. And I'm not regretting that, but I don't want to do that this year. I want to be on top of it. So, see, I've already got January started, and February's already colored in. Look, woo, February. And so is March. And so tonight I'm going to show you how to kind of make that into a calendar. And putting in some more pages and stuff, and working on the cover. But one of the first things I want to do is to put in my 2012 calendar. And when I find a cool looking 2013 calendar, I will add that too. I know you're going to ask me where this is from. Those of you who aren't on Pinterest, I pinned this on Pinterest in digital downloads. Yes, I'll take some pictures. I really, this is part of a project. Molly, if you go and you go to Flickr and type in art calendar or art calendar project, there's some tons and tons of really good examples, and you know what all you need and stuff. But I think I'm going to do a post because that's going to make me accountable. You know, it's one thing to say it to you guys and have it on Leslie Ray's Crafty Gig. It's entirely another to have a blog post for the whole world to see and make it, you know, make you accountable, right? This calendar here is from craftysecrets.com. And they have a blog called heartwarmingvintage.blogspot.com. And I just love this little calendar. It's just real simple. I don't have to think about it. I trimmed it so it fit my paper. It had all this stuff at the bottom of it, and I trimmed that off so that it would fit my page. And I'm going to glue this in the front. I didn't know what I was going to do with the front. I like the colors. I kind of wanted to keep them. I blotted this out, but, you know, didn't know what I was going to do there, but now I do. And so I'm going to put some Mod Podge on here. Close your nose, Amanda, so you don't have to smell. I guess, Molly, what makes this useful for me is because I've done stuff in it that makes me excited about it. Some of my pages I've really gotten pretty thrilled about. But also, it's got all the stuff I need in it. It's a size I can live with that will will be good for me to carry around. So if you want to use it like I'm going to use it, those are the kinds of things you need to ask yourself. Am I good with this size? Do I need a bigger size? Will it accommodate what I want to do? That kind of stuff. So yeah, I've always journaled in a calendar, and the price of calendars has just gotten outrageous. And a couple of years ago, I just really couldn't afford to get another calendar to go in my day book. Have a really nice day book, and I came across a online place called what's it called? calendarsquick.com. And why I love that is because I've put in everybody's birth dates, and I only have to do that once. I've put in all of my blog post stuff. I've put in the kids' events and what they have to do this year, like the school calendar and that kind of stuff. And then as things come up, I can put it on there. And then my mom, I have a link I can give her so that she can keep up with where they are. So when she wants to come get them or whatever, she can. And Bill can find it and keep up with what's going on with the family. I have it where I can, stuff in my way over here, where I can make a link for my blog so people can keep up with all that kind of stuff. And I really like it. For an electronic calendar. If I wanted to make it into a whatchamacallit, what do you call those? Like a day planner calendar, I could. It has the different little, ways to cut them out and post them for different things. And I could do that if I wanted to. I don't want to. I want this instead. Because I would totally use that, but this goes towards my goal of doing an art calendar and doing an art journal, because I've put in here places for me to Zentangle, heat tool. I've put in there places for me to doodle and keep up with all of my different little tasks and whatnot. So that's why I'm not printing it out for my other stuff. Hey Pam, welcome. So and like I've said before, this idea is definitely not new. It's kind of a culmination of several people's ideas, and I think it's going to turn out really, really fun. Do anybody have any questions? I'm making an upcycled art calendar / art journal. And I've used an old tour book that we had at work. Bev, to the question of how much space do you need to have, it just depends on you. I know this will be a good start for me. I may end up adding more pages as things go on, or adding stuff to pockets. This one ends up being about 200 pages total. If you're a big writer or a big journaler, you know, you're going to need more. If you just, you know, need a page spread a week. No, this is just a page that I put some Mod Podge on, and this one happens to be a gloss, so it's a little shiny. But you know, the space is going to just kind of depend on you. No, I'm not going to punch holes in this, but you very well could. If that's something you're interested in and you want to keep it kind of in a book, but you want ring binder or something, an easy way to do that is to take it like to Staples, and they have those giant drill punches that can just punch holes in it for you if you wanted to do that. If it starts falling apart, obviously I'll punch some holes in it, but right now it seems to be pretty sturdy. Your other question, Bev, was can you add pages to it? Absolutely. And we're probably going to add some stuff tonight that that will actually be like a flippy page that you can, so you can see how that will work. Okay. If this gets a little tacky, I can, oh, I know what I want to do. Since I'm not going to be writing on this, and this is just a fun page. Look at this yummy powder. I'm going to, this is Alumilite Pearlescent Powder. It's from the Amazing Mold Putty people. And usually I have some powder beside me that I can do this with to keep things from being sticky, but I don't have that. But I'm going to use this because, you know, if this sparkles a little, hey, it'll be fun. Hey, Sigrid. So, to one's life, a little sparkle must fall, except for Molly's. Molly has sent me her sparkle. And I appreciate Molly's sparkle. So, that's where that's going to be. I'm not going to bore you with this page today. I just put on there a piece of notebook paper. I'm probably going to write, you know, this is property of Leslie Ray, and if you find it, please put it back. You know, that kind of thing. What we're going to work on today, partially, is this page layout. And also, what I'm going to do for marking my months. I'm not going to keep little papers like this tucked in here for each month. So what I'm going to use for this is, first I'm going to do some painting and stamping on it to make it more January-like. But I'm going to use this for my months, or not for my months, for my days of the week. And I'm going to use this punch to make a tab that says January. I bought these. These are both Stampin' Up! Punches. These are excellent punches. If you don't have them, you should look into getting them. I use them in lots of things. Love them. So I need some colors that look like winter. And some of this color I'm going to put on. These are Stampin' Up! Where are these from? These are from 07. Their color families, but I think some of these got added to the regular family. One is Cool Caribbean, and the other is, I think, Pacific Blue or something like that. Pacific Point Blue. So. We'll see if you're playing with resin, then I don't have to worry about you breathing the Mod Podge now, do I? Sigrid was one of those crazy people that went out and did the mad rush to go shop. So if Sigrid falls asleep, somebody poke her. Hang on, I need to get a sponge or something here. Well, this will teach me to clean up and move stuff around. Oh. Let's do this. Okay. Ah, yeah, this will do fun. I'm just using a random stamp. I think it's a Stampin' Up! Stamp. It is. Don't ask me where it came from because it's no longer in its holder. Did you get everything you were shopping for, Sigrid? You can't pay me to go out on a day like today to do that. I don't even like shopping on a regular day. So going out and this stuff, not enough money in the world. You know, people at stores annoy me. Especially when I'm trying to get something done and they're just, you know, in your way. And they have no common courtesy of what it means to move out of the way. So, yeah. Just tell them off. Well, you know, I try to be polite. I try not to be ugly and incite riot and things like that, but sometimes you just don't have a choice. Yes, the calendar is on my Pinterest. I have, like, I think printables, and then I have digital freebies. I think it's under digital freebies. I need to just put both of those together. They're basically the same, so. And then, Molly, also, while you're in there, I have some art calendar ideas also pinned. I didn't see that people got pepper sprayed. Weird. Amanda asked me if Bill got pepper sprayed. Bill works at Walmart as an overnight stalker, and he just said people were crazy. The entire Walmart parking lot was full. He had to park over at the shoe store that's in the parking, or in the, at the beginning of the shopping center when you go in there. And that people, we have across the street from there, we have a Staples, and even across the street the other direction, we have a company, a plant that makes sandpaper, and people were parking there even, and walking across the main highway, or the main street going through town, to go over to Walmart. So it's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, and actually, guys, this wasn't what I was planning on doing to get the color on here, but I really kind of like it. You skipped going to Target? Wow. It must have been bad for you to skip going to Target. Okay. I'm going to add some snowflakes. Put a little bit of this gleams. I know, the Target lady cracks me up every time. I think it would be hilarious to know her. Okay. I'm going to paint with my stamps. If you've never tried to paint with your stamps, it's a lot of fun. It works best when you have a pretty nice solid stamp to use. I'm using this one. And what you do is just put your paint on and stamp. This one apparently still had some blue ink on it from before, and so that came off with it, but that's okay. Alright, so and the blue goes with what we're doing, so I'm not going to worry about, you know, stopping to clean it off to fix it, because if it didn't go with what we were doing, then yeah, I would. But this will be great. So this is, you know, because I live in Texas and all, it's important for me to have snowflake stamps. This is the first stamp set, or part of the first stamp set I ever bought when I started stamping a long time ago. And it's from Close to My Heart. Close to My Heart now has acrylic stamps, but they used to have wooden stamps. And this was a stamp that matched it. All of these little snowflakes were in it, and this stamp matched it, and you could buy it separately. And so I bought it separately. And the rest of my stamps that are in this set are in another area. I just pulled out the one that I wanted to use, because I want it to kind of, I mean, this is a background, and these are just going to kind of, you know, pick up that background stuff. And I wanted different sizes, so that's why I went with the little guy here. Because all the rest of them are this size, and then there's 3 of them that have the 3 different snowflakes on there. And then there is a thing that says Warm Winter Wishes. It's the other stamp that's in that set. So, I was telling y'all last night, those of you who came for my extra thing, is I have so many stamps that are snowflakes and snowmen that I had to put myself on a snowflake ban one year, that I could not buy myself any snowflake stamps. Now, other people could buy them for me, and one person did buy me this one, because of course the year that you say stuff like that is the year that they come out with the coolest one that you want. You will die if you don't have it stamp. Well, you know, that was what they did to me, is they came out with the coolest stamp on the planet for snowflakes, and here I was on Snowflake Man, and it was very, very sad, but my friend felt sorry for me and bought it for me, so I could have them as a gift. I just couldn't purchase them myself. So it's nice to have friends like that take care of you in your stamp need. You poured resin without making a mess. I'm so proud of you, Amanda. That is quite the feat for Amanda. She is the Messy Marvin of resin. Amanda should be loving on her snowflakes sometime next week. She has this snowflake set coming. I have a friend that sells close to my heart, and she was getting rid of a bunch of her stamps, and this was one of the sets. Yes, I'm excited that I finally got it in the mail to you. That was, well, Mommy finally got it in the mail to you, right? So, alright, I kind of like where I'm going here with this. I don't think I want to put any more snowflakes on there. I think that'll work for now. I do think I want to find my skinny brush. This is not a good skinny brush, but this will work. Maybe. Let's see if it'll work. I'm just, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just doing this. I'm going around the edge. And just making a rough line around the edge of it. Does Molly have an issue? Everybody else see me okay? Okay, good. Well, I'm sorry, Molly's having issue, but is Sigrid still awake? Ah, she put her boy to bed. Okay, thank you, Molly. Or Dawn. Sorry, Dawn. My kidlets are at their grandparents'. If they remember, they may drop in here in a little bit and watch. They're kind of busy at Grammy and Papa's. They don't have time to be slowed down to watch. I barely get to talk to them because they're so busy. They're busy playing outside or playing trains or crafting or shopping or all kinds of fun stuff. They're having a good time. So, yeah, I can't complain. I'm really glad they have that relationship, you know, and that they get to spend time with their grandparents. I mean, I always spent time with mine, but mine lived 500 miles away, so it wasn't an everyday occurrence, you know. It was just a sometime occurrence. So, and it's not an everyday occurrence for them either, but it's more often than it would be otherwise. Probably not as often as Mom would wish it to be all the time, but I'm going to, for my little penguins down here, I might give them a little extra silver for some snow. Alright, so we got this kind of working in the background. And I'm going to dry our paint and stuff so we can start putting calendar stuff on it. Now, the funny thing about January having snowflakes on it is because in Texas, it usually snows in February. Just saying. But I still think of snowmen and snowflakes for January. So we're just going to go with it, okay? You were told that Jude could never come visit. Hi, riding around. Yes, you can post. Who is riding around? Do I know you? About how I'm doing this video? Is riding around my friend in Stephenville? Hi, Mommy. Hi, Sam. Hi, Elaine. It only took me a second. Everybody riding around is my author friend, Elaine. She works up at the museum, the Stephenville Historical Museum, doing a lot of cool stuff and has written some neat stories. I keep hinting I want to get a copy of her book. I'm always late when she's giving them away. But she's a very neat lady. I'm glad you made it, Elaine. Okay, now, this is dry to the touch. I still have my little penguin dudes over here. Oh, I'm sorry, hang on. I didn't realize we couldn't have URLs. Let me fix that. Yes, Elaine, this is live. That's why you're able to talk to me and I'm able to interact with you. I'm coming from inside the computer, Elaine. No, you're fine. You're fine. The people you're talking with are my friends. Apparently, Mommy, your moderator, can you fix the links so that somebody can post a link? No, apparently I haven't been using a mouse lately. It doesn't want to work for me, so. Okay, try now, Elaine, to post your link. There we go. Okay, now this is what you do when you don't like any of the colors that you have and you need some paper, okay? I'll move this so I don't make a mess on this. I want some paper this color. I win a copy? Yay! Super! I'm very excited about that. You get your brayer out and you add your ink. Apparently I've picked an ink pad that is sorely lacking in ink, so I'm just going to direct to surface this. This color is one of the classic colors from '07 of Stampin' Up. Let's see. It's called Cool Caribbean. I'm not a Stampin' Up consultant, but I think maybe this color was added as part of the new colors. I think. I'm not positive. If someone has the current Stampin' Up catalog and wants to check on that, that would be awesome, but not necessary. But I really wanted a color like this for this page because this is what I'm working on. And since I didn't have it, you know, make your own. Now, what I need it for, I don't need this to be solid. I have a re-inker for this, and I'll have to go find it. And that would have, if it was solid and juicy, I would have gotten complete coverage. But for what I'm working on, this is going to be perfect because I'm going to cut those out, and I'm going to use them for my days of the month, or my days of the week. Or it could be the days of the month of the week. And since I have green stuff on. These are compression gloves, Elaine. This helps me have feeling after crafting. Otherwise, my hands get really, really sore and unusable. You don't see it in that catalog? Okay, well maybe they don't have it. So all I'm going to do to put my days on there is use just a black pen. Yes, fun and functional. And such a fashion statement, although they need to be washed because I've been painting on them. So, now, I have stamps. I could have written, or I could have stamped these. And yes, I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday stamps. I could even look, I wrote it upside down. Oh my goodness. No, I wrote it right side up. Okay. But I like handwriting also, so. And ideally, you know, since this will be my brain for next year, I will have, you know, a little bit of me with my handwriting in here. And that'll just make it kind of a special journal. My children will either love me or hate me when they grow old and inherit all this fun, crafty stuff. Or when I decide I get, you know, rich and famous one day and need to write a biography, I'll have all of this, right? Good night, Pam. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so let's see. Move some stuff out of the way so y'all can see where we're going here. Alright, you can see the top. Groovy. Alright. I want my month, or my week, to start with Sunday. And Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. I am doing, this is going to be the art calendar part of it for me. And so by art calendar, what I mean is, were you in here, Molly, when I showed you the art calendar to start with? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, last year I started this, and I didn't get it finished because I got, you know, carried away. Okay, this is the art calendar. So this is going to be the art calendar portion, and I'm going to have one for each month. And so this is the January art calendar that I'm going to do in my book. So this will be the whole month. And then behind this is where I will have probably some weekly calendars behind it so that I can journal, you know, each weekday. So let's see. If I knew my mouse would work, I would try to zoom in for y'all. Let's see. Because I don't have these stuck down yet. Mouse, are you going to work? Stupid mouse. Okay, the mouse is not going to work. Let's see if I can do this without dumping the whole lot of the days. Okay, see? I've just got them lined up there. So, now, what I want to do, before I get everything stuck down, is I want to cut out some little squares also. And I don't know if these will be too big. So let me see. Yeah, I think it needs a battery. Okay, I think those will be perfect squares. So I'm going to cut out some of those out of the blue that I've made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many days in the month of January? 30 days. Have September, April, June, and November. It's 31. Mine's not frozen. There's 31, Amanda, not 30. Amanda needs a new calendar. Hey, Sigrid, missed you. Is the boy asleep? Okay. Yeah, likely story. Sigrid's asleep too. I'm going around the edges of these because I would like a little definition to them. Show us what? Sorry. Come on, focus. There you go. I know, I love these colors. And this is the Pacific Blue. Pacific Point Blue. Is that color in the catalog, Mama? Pacific Point Blue? Of course, I picked the catalog colors that, you know, they said, oh no, nothing pretty can get in the catalog. Pacific Point Blue. This Beautimus Blue that I'm using. And see, I like this, that this one got kind of, you know, fuzzed. It's not completely solid. Not that I'm giving my sad ink pad an excuse for not having color or anything, but now see, the project for the art calendars is that you get your art calendar laid out how you want it, and then you take a picture of it at the beginning of the month before you start doodling and you know, adding in all of your stuff. Now, one of the things I will do for me, because I find it fascinating how things are affected by the forces of the moon, is I will go in and put a white dot by when the full moon is on my calendar, so that I can check that out. You know, see, oh, no wonder we were acting insane. It was a full moon. Ah, Pacific Point, this bluer color that I'm using right now. You'll see it's like that. That color is in the Brights collection, Mama says. Ooh, a new moon. So we should begin things with a new moon. One of my favorite older friends on the planet, when I was nursing Will, told me to make sure that when I'm ready to wean, that I wean by a waning moon, so that I right, put extra moons so we'll know why everybody's being crazy, because that helps things, you know, move along when you're ending something. Just something interesting. Woohoo! Mommy, do you know how to check your private message? Dawn is writing you notes. August 2012 does not have 3 full moons. That's impossible. Yes, it has a blue moon, which means it has 2 full moons, not 3. And actually, I think when I looked, that's the only blue moon this year is in August. I think. shoot. Excuse me while I make a mess. One more of these, and then we'll see if I cut enough squares. Yes, shoot, bang. Okay. So we have things. And our month in January starts on a Sunday. Yay! And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sundays in January this year. Now, you don't have to use squares. You can use circles. You can use paint. And depending on how many of these we have, I may draw some squares in and wipe them out. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe one a week. We have 4 Saturdays. Okay. So, obviously, I did not cut. I don't want to do my Saturday and Sunday white. I just want to do random ones white. So, what I'm going to do is kind of go through and, oops, that wasn't a good idea. Move some of these around. She needs to make cards now. I don't want that one there. Okay. What I'm going to do is cut my shelf for square. Okay, I need to stick some of these down before I get too carried away here, so that I have a line to go against. You think I have paper, Elaine? I don't know where you would get the impression that I have paper. What kind of ornaments do you need, or decorations do you need? That's very funny that Elaine thinks I have paper, isn't it? Well, I have lots of thoughts. And I have lots of upcycled ideas that I'm making right now for my tree and a friend's tree. So that does not bother me to make more ornaments, but... Well, no, I'm not making... I don't do construction paper chains. You should know that better. I don't have this color. I had to make this color, Amanda. And in fact, I have some, those geodesic kind of ornaments that have the circles that you stick them all together and they make a ball. I have a die that does those. So old-timey. So you want just regular, do you want blue and silver, or do you want red and green? Like red, green, and gold. Brown and rust. Okay. Alright. So we could do some stuff out of old paper sacks and make it look like old metal. You're very poetic, Dawn. I could come up with another song for you, Amanda. We could do, I know a chicken, and she laid an egg. But that's a fun song. Everybody should know that song. Oh my goodness. Mom, ask Sam. That's a spectacular song. Welcome back, Bev. Did you make it back, Elaine? Did we lose Elaine to a commercial? Ah, there we are. Okay, so we need rust and brown ornaments. Okay, I have some ideas. How about some crystal type ornaments too. Okay. So if we go... Okay, all I'm doing is just kind of giving this some semblance of... I'm not measuring heavily. I just want it to kind of be nicely positioned. So... Oh, okay. Sure. On that day, Elaine has invited myself and Fancy Pants on, I believe, the 10th of December. Yes, the 10th. To come down and play at the museum for an old-fashioned country Christmas. And the boys will be camping, and so the girls will go play. I know, it'll be fun. We'll be doing some crafty stuff down there. So if you're in the neighborhood and want to stop in, you should come. I know, Sigrid. It's probably a good thing we don't live near each other, Sigrid, because I'm pretty sure you would have me in trouble a lot. That is true. It'd be fun to live near Bev. Bev does cross-stitch, Mama. She's cross-stitching Christmas things right now. Ah. What are you buying us, Dawn, that we need? Absolutely. That's a great use for it. There's lots of really neat tools you can use on Ustream. I love it. So, yes, I will talk to you anytime you want to talk about using Ustream. Get you a channel set up if you don't already have one. and then go with that. Ooh, you'll love your score at Dawn. Okay, so the hardest part of getting this started is getting that first row down. Okay, this is probably, and I did this before I was ready. So yes, Crafty Gig is supposed to be good through when? Through June, I believe. Okay. I'm glad you could see me, Dawn, or Elaine. I will definitely talk to you about Ustream, and I will see you on the 10th if I don't talk to you before then. Okay, I'm getting out a little bit of gesso because I want to paint this in white, alright? And it's picking up the blue ink. So right now it's going to be a light color. Okay. I want another white square over here. So let me measure where I want to put it. Could I elaborate on the method of ordering? What do you mean, can I elaborate? When you place your order, say you are paying money order, and I will get back to you on the shipping. Okay, Mommy charges actual shipping. And no, money order is not the only way. You can use a credit card. That way you're not charged like a flat rate. You pay. And so like if you're going to use your credit card, she won't charge it immediately. What she'll do is figure out the weight of the items, and then she will ship it to you at the actual cost of the shipping, not just some random number. Is that what you're wanting, Mom? Right, the money order option does not take your credit card. So if you want to not put your credit card in online and want to talk to Mommy or something, you can do that. And if you live close to me and you put that in there, you know, sometimes I hand deliver if you can wait for Mommy to get to you. So that's if you live close to me. So, or if I just happen to be, going through. So like when I decide to, go visit Sigrid, if Sigrid wants an order, I can hand deliver it. So did everybody have a lovely Thanksgiving that celebrated Thanksgiving this Thursday? Now, if you wanted to do these with like decorative papers, you know, you certainly could. You don't have to do them the way I'm doing them. Well, I appreciate you crafting while listening to me. I'm sorry you're getting antsy. I have green glitter, Amanda. Okay, well, go hug my Samantha and make beautiful cards with her. And I will talk at you later, Mama. Six days without crafting, that's just sanity. I have been enjoying being off. I had Wednesday off and today off and of course Thursday off. And so I have been playing in my book. I need to get some other crafts done as well. And I need to get our stuff done for family Thanksgiving. Which will be on Thursday. I mean, will be on Sunday. Amanda didn't think the enema glycerin would be a good thing. She said, while it would be entirely hysterical to use, that perhaps her recipients of her gifts would not appreciate it as much as we would. Let's stop doing this for a second to dry it a little bit, and try not to completely blow all my squares away. I'm going to move them over. But where I have gesso is still wet, and I can't go to the next line very easily. Ah! I just threw my little scissors into my water. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at anybody with their headphones on. Isn't this one funny, the way the blue is showing through on that? So are y'all enjoying the art calendar so far? Well, thank you, Molly. You know, when I started it, it was okay. You know, we're moving along at a pace that was all right. And then as it gets more and more, you know, stuff in it, and it's, you know, becoming more and more me, then it's just getting more exciting. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I don't know if y'all are, but I am. So, well, I'm not going to have the whole calendar. That's just the thing, Molly, is I'm going to have like about 3 art months ahead on it, and then I will, you know, work on it throughout the year. So like I'll get January, February, and March mapped out, and I will have my pages assigned for, you know, the rest of the months. But I don't have to have all of these finished. I can add to it as I go along, you see. So that's the beauty of it, in my opinion. Hi, Dawn. What do we have for a snack? I ask because I'm thinking it would be nice if my husband would make his jalapeno popper dip. Ooh, a mandarin orange. I touched the clementines. Maybe Santa will bring me clementines this year for Christmas. Oops, wait a minute. That's way far down. Pop-Tarts are good too. Don't scoff at the Pop-Tarts. Ooh, chocolate would be good. Ooh, a chocolate orange would be good. You know those oranges that you have to pop apart the pieces, the wedges. I haven't had one of those in forever. Yeah, those chocolate oranges are awesome. They even have one that's a, what do you call it? A, dark chocolate. It sounds really yummy. Wow. Time has flown, guys. We only have like 18 minutes. Shoot. Okay. You kind of got the idea here. I didn't realize what time it was. I'm going to paint some more squares. And then I'm going to go back over. Once they've dried, I'm going to go back over with my pen to make that line better. Like that. Okay. And I might even, you know, do a little pattern around it. I don't know. But okay, so that brings those definitions back out so you can see them better. I'm going to finish gluing squares a little later. You don't have to watch me finish gluing squares. But what I'm going to do for January, I'm going to put it over here in this heavier or wider blank spot right here. And I'm going to use a template to trace out the word January. I'm going to color it in with some gesso. And I'm going to Zentangle on it. So y'all have seen me doing that a gajillion times. What I want to do before we run completely out of time is to make the little piece that's going to be the tab. I'm going to use my tab punch. I'm going to use some of my leftover that I made here. I'm going to cut my tab punch out. And the way this works is you just fold it in half. Like that. And there's your little tab. And so I'm going to put on here January. And 2012. And I'm going to have them go on the pages like go down and then another set start again. But instead of having them hang out to, like, let's see, instead of having them hang out like this so that they're going to accidentally get worn off or something, I'm going to go ahead and push it in. Okay, you'll see on the edge of the paper the color here, so you'll know where it is, but it'll be firmly on here, and it won't, you know, if I let it sit out just a little bit, it would be just a minute amount. I might go like that, just a minute amount. But if I would do it like I normally would do, which would be where it sits way out here, it's going to have an easier time of just getting ripped off, because that's how much I plan to use this. You know what I mean? So I'll probably let just January hang out. This is, I think, what I'm going to do. And instead of using my Mod Podge, I'm going to use my 3-in-1 craft glue, because I really want this to stick. I love this punch too, Molly. It's one of my favorites. That and the word window are my two probably favoriteest punches that I've ever bought from Stampin' Up. They're just amazingly brilliant punches. Okay. So, and then I will write January 2012 on the other side too, probably. I haven't decided yet, but I know I definitely want that one there. So, I left it with just a little bit out. Not anywhere like I normally would. I would have it way out here normally, but we're just going to do it right there. And so then February, March, April, May, June will go down there, and we'll probably have to start back up here with July, because I think I can get 6 on there easily, so it'll look nice. But okay, now the last thing I'll do besides writing January here, okay, and gluing the rest of my squares down and inking them in, is I will put the numbers of the days. I'll put, 1, 2, 3 across here and put my little moon where it's going to be. And that will be all that I will do with this until January events start happening. And then as things happen in January is when I will put, January 1st. I'll probably say something about, great, hopefully great vacation with friends. I plan to be at my friend's house for New Year's. And so maybe, Will shot a deer or something like that might be on there, because the boys are going to hunt and the girls are going to craft. So, that's when I will start actually filling in activities on here. Does everybody understand that? You kind of get where I'm going with that? Okay. And as the month wears on, I may, doodle in the edges. It's for me to decorate however I want to as the day goes along, or as the month goes along. It's not, and you can wait. I know some people, the way they do it is they get their base done, and then they have some place that they write everything down, and then they come back at the end of the month and journal everything in here. So it's all in one hand at one time, if you're worried about that kind of thing. So, but this is real easy. Let's see. Let me go to a page that I have some color that we just need to stick a paper on. Like right here, I'm not satisfied that that's going to stay white, so we're going to move on. But this is where February's calendar will go, and I will put it together the exact same way with the little word windows and all that stuff. So let's go over, let's go here. I really like this tortoise right here, and I want to make this a journaling page. So I'm just using regular filler paper. Those pinks, the ones for February, are you talking about that, Molly? Yes, absolutely. I will explain that in just a minute, Molly, also, what I'm going to do. This is 2 shades of pink. This is, not that one. This is Diva Pink. And I'm sorry, it's not Diva Pink. It is Royal Fuchsia. And it's Royal Fuchsia from Ceramcoat and Baby Pink from Folk Art. That's what these two are. And I just applied a cross-hatch motion. So, I have about 400 shades of pink. So, alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of pages. And I'll talk about what we do with the pages in between. Alright. The pages in between, what I normally have done, because these two pages are going to be my art calendar, right? So over here is where I'm going to do my journaling, my thinking, my ideas. I've already kind of come into this and done some whiteout. And I like the greens going on in this background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim a piece of paper to just kind of be skinny right here. And I can do anything right there with a skinny piece of paper. I can either make that a place to, have a list of things that I need to do in February. And February is my son's birth month. So I might start doing... Uh-oh. Hang on. I lost image of you guys. Can y'all see me? At all? Hello? Hang on. Just a second. Can you hear me? You can hear me, but you can't see me? That's weird. You flashed. Yeah. I saw the flash. It's like my screen went asleep. Okay, I'm going to come back. Alright? I'll be back. Nobody go anywhere. I have to get batteries for my mouse. Hang on just a minute. Amanda, please tell him I'll be right back. I'm not sure where I went, Cheryl, but I know batteries are in order for the mouse in order for me to get anything done here. Hang on. Yeah, I think Flash crashed too. Hang on a sec. And it's weird as it keeps flashing, y'all. Ah, I have a mouse again. Okay. I'm going to stop recording and I'll come back. Just a minute.